Hi everyone, and welcome once again to Ruby's Classic Cooking. And today I'm making mini Monte Cristo bites. Now I don't know why they're called that, but they're really delicious. They're just a great thing to have with you if you're going camping or if you're going to the cottage and you want to get up in the morning tomorrow and nobody wants to really do a lot of fussing about in the kitchen, make a big mess. You've got all the mess made here at home, and when you get there, all you have to do is pop these in the oven to heat them up, or pop them in the microwave to heat them up, or you can probably just heat them up in your frying pan if you're really careful, if you don't have a microwave or an oven when you're going camping. Anyway, let's dive right into this recipe. It makes an amazing number of servings for what you're actually putting into it. Now, I have here, all of these are like 125 grams, which is 4 ounces. But I've got 4 slices of bread. I have 4 ounces of, I have 4 ounces of ham. It says deli ham, but I'm just using ham that are pieces of chopped up ham off of my big ham that I bought. 4 ounces, 125 grams of cheese. It says Swiss cheese, but I'm using old cheddar this morning. And 2 ounces of cream cheese, Philadelphia cream cheese, and that's 60 grams, I believe. Yes, 60 grams. And 2 eggs. And some mustard, and that's it. And wait till you see what we end up with. They're absolutely delicious. Anyway, I start out by taking my cream cheese, which I'm supposed to soften in here. I don't think it's got very soft yet, so I have to spread this around a little bit with my spoon. Break this up and makes it easier to spread in. It's when it is fresh out of the fridge, it's pretty tough to work with. And I'm going to grate my 4 ounces, my 125 grams of cheese. I have used Swiss cheese in the past to make this, but I don't have any today. What I've got is old cheddar. So old cheddar is what's going in it. And old cheddar and ham go nicely together. I've also used bacon if I have leftover, leftover cooked bacon. Then I will chop that up finely and put that in here as well, because that's equally as good. So if you have ham, great. If you prefer bacon, fry your bacon up and put it in here. So a lot of different variations you can do, and they are absolutely delicious. It's like you have your toast, you have your eggs, you have your ham, you have your cheese, all in one bite. And if you want to, you can top this off with a little blob of jam, but I've never found that I needed to put any jam in it. It's perfectly fantastic the way it is. If you want a little sweet with yours, by all means, put a little job of jelly or jam on top. Yeah, let's see. That's what we're going to end up with, is like something the size and shape of a 2-bite muffin. You just take, if you're the cook at the camp for, breakfast and you're starving, you just take some of these out. Pop them in the oven, pop them in the microwave, and while you're cooking, you can sample. You can be eating something really yummy while you're waiting to get everybody else's breakfast ready. Alright, so I'm going to chop this bread up. 4 slices of just regular white bread. You can use whole wheat if you like. And I'm just going to cut this into nice thin little strips. And so I'm going to cube it up into cubes, and I'm just going to put this like this. This is going to be my toast component, and you'll notice I've used the crust off of the bread. You can use sandwich bread, or you can just use plain bread. If you have sandwich bread, great, it's a great use for it. If not, just use regular bread, regular boughten bread. It doesn't have to be dry breadcrumbs, it can be fresh bread. You can just take this right out of the wrapper and do this. There we go, there's your bread done. And I'm just going to chop this up finer because this needs to be quite fine. In fact, if I wanted to, I would probably grind this up in my grinder. Because you want it to be nice and fine, because when you get it into these little tiny cups, you want to have some ham and some cheese and some bread in every single cup. So. And this is the ham I bought at Easter, and I cut all the little bits off. Well, I've just taken 125 grams or 4 ounces of the little bits out of my bag of bits, and I'm going to make it up into mini Monte Cristo bites. They are yummy. A bit like a quiche, but it doesn't have a crust. You don't have to fuss with it at all. And all I need is my 1 tablespoon cookie scoop that I'll use to scoop up this batter into my little muffin pan, my mini muffin pan. I don't know how these would work if you used a regular size muffin pan. You'd have to adjust the cooking time and stuff for them. You wouldn't be able to make nearly as many. I've taken this when I go up to the cottage with the family for a long weekend. I'll take a batch of these with me, and while breakfast is cooking, people can have a snack. The cook gets a snack, and everyone hanging around the kitchen, instead of snatching the bacon as fast as it's frying and not waiting till you have toast and everything to go with it, they can snatch a few of these instead. Okay, now I'm just going to take my hopefully softened cream cheese here. And I am going to add 2 eggs. No shells, please. I have 2 ounces, 60 grams of cream cheese, plus I have 2 eggs. Now I'm going to add a teaspoon of mustard. Now it calls for Dijon mustard, so I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of Dijon rub on here as well. There we go. There's a teaspoon of mustard. Put that in there. Okay, you're supposed to get that out of there. And I'll put some Dijon mustard rub in here as well. Just give me a bit of a Dijon thing, but about 1/8 of a teaspoon of that. I don't have any Dijon mustard in the house at the moment, so I am improvising, as housewives have been doing, homemakers have been doing ever since the beginning of time. Now it says to whisk these ingredients together in the bowl. About an 8-cup bowl you want, about 2-liter size bowl. So I'm going to whisk these together until they are smooth. So hopefully that will happen quite easily and quickly. If your cream cheese is nice and softened, it will take a lot less time to get together. Okay, now I'm going to stir in my breadcrumbs. The 4 slices of bread that I chopped up, and that's going in there. And also going in here is my 4 ounces of ham chopped up finely, which is 125 grams of ham. And I'm also going to be adding in here my 4 ounces, 125 grams of cheese, which in this case is old cheddar. You can use Swiss, use whatever kind of cheese, nice hard melty cheese that you like. Monterey Jack, if you want some heat, you can add some jalapeno pepper cheese, whatever kind of cheese you want to put in you would like to have with your Monte Cristo bites. Anyway, so now I'm going to stir them all together, which I must admit does not have a lot of eye appeal, but it makes up for it in being delicious. When you're all done, your bread will absorb up all of that egg and cheese mixture that's in the bottom, and your mustard will absorb all of that up. You want to make sure every bite has some of every ingredient, so make sure your breadcrumbs get all, your bread crust get all, your bread gets all absorbed in here. Everything gets mixed together evenly. Cheese gets integrated, everything gets integrated here. I am preheating my oven to 425 degrees, which is 220 degrees Celsius. And once it dings, these will be ready to go in the oven and bake for 10 to 12 minutes. Now after they're cooked, you can either serve them hot right away, or you can let them cool off, bag them up, zip in a zipper bag, put them in the freezer, and then you take them to the cottage or take them camping, and whenever you want them, 5 or 6 on a plate, zap them in the microwave, heat them up in your oven till they're nice and piping hot, and then just from the plate to your mouth, chomp. Or add a bit of jam if you like. Personally, I just like them straight up. Don't need to add any jam to these. There now, as you can see, all of my ham and cheese are mixed together and all my egg has been taken out by the bread. And we're just about ready for my cookie scoop. Or you can use a tablespoon from your drawer to measure these out. And all you need is a mini muffin pan. So let's just get the mini muffin pan here. Now I greased all of these little mini muffin pan holes with a little bit of liquid oil, but you can use spray stuff if you want to. Once again, I don't have any of that in the house, so I'm just making do with what I got. The scooping now starts, and you just kind of pop that right in there. Try to make sure you have a bit of bread, some ham and cheese in each bit. Although I'll tell you something, each one of these bites will be different because they're all a little bit different. They all have a slightly different combination of cheese, and there you go. So 3 or 4 days before you go off on your trip, make up a batch of these, and then you have them in the freezer, and when you're packing up, you pack them up to go with you. And that first morning when you're at the camp or the cottage or camping and you're RVing, you just get these out of the freezer, and you've got like bacon and eggs for breakfast, and you don't have a big mess to clean up afterwards. After all, you're on vacation, you're at the camp. Who wants to do a whole bunch of greasy frying pans and wash up all the mess from making toast and bacon for everybody, you know? Now, there we go. All scooped into here, nice and neatly. And that's like 24 of these things. 24 little bites. And you can get 48 little bites out of this batch, and you're thinking, well, there really isn't much in here, is there? There isn't, but it's very satisfying to eat. Anyway, I will bring you back in 10 to 12 minutes when these are out of the oven, and in the meantime, I'm going to scoop out some more. Fill my other pan with the batter. Alright, and here they are, fresh out of the oven, all sizzling, hot, and delicious, let me tell you. Now I'm going to try to dump these out, and I have to tell you I got 41 altogether out of my batch. So, let me see if I can get these tipped out. No, they don't want to come out. I did grease this pan, and they don't want to come out. So that's okay, I've got my little thingy here, and little jobby here. Anything they don't want to release with that? Okay, come on you. Oops, I missed 2 or 3 of them here. And there you have it. Mini Monte Cristo bites. I hope you enjoyed watching my video today. I hope you'll like, subscribe, and come back and see me next time on Ruby's Classic Cooking. Bye for now.